The janitor refused to sit at the head table. Then everyone learned who he really was. Nobody wanted the old janitor at the banquet. I wish I could tell you I was different. I wasn't. When our company announced its 50th anniversary celebration, everyone was excited. Executives flew in from different countries. The ballroom was beautiful. Every table had a name card, except one. Mr. Ellis, the elderly janitor, quietly stood near the entrance holding a mop. He smiled at everyone who walked in. Most people smiled back. Some didn't even notice him. A coworker leaned over and whispered, "Why is he even here? This event is for people who've actually contributed." I laughed. Looking back, that's the moment I'm most ashamed of. Just before the dinner began, the CEO walked onto the stage. He welcomed everyone, then said, "Before we start, there's one guest I'd like to recognize." I assumed he meant one of the board members. Instead, he walked straight past every executive, past every manager, and stopped in front of Mr. Ellis. The room fell silent. The CEO took the microphone and smiled. "Most of you know him as our janitor. I know him as the man who changed my life." Nobody moved. The CEO continued, 28 years ago, I was an intern here. I was ready to quit after making a costly mistake. I packed my desk and sat in the hallway. Mr. Ellis happened to be mopping the floor. He stopped, sat beside me, and said, "Son, don't let one bad day convince you that your story is over." He prayed with me before I left that hallway. I decided to stay. That decision changed the course of my life. Then the CEO looked around the room. What most of you don't know is that Mr. Ellis has quietly paid school fees for employees' children. He visits 6 staff members every weekend. He attends funerals when families have no one else. And he's never asked for recognition. People around me started wiping away tears. I couldn't even look at him. The man I had ignored, the man I thought was insignificant, had lived a life greater than anyone in that room. When the audience stood to applaud, Mr. Ellis looked embarrassed. He quietly shook his head and said, "I was only doing what Jesus would have wanted." That night, I realized how easily we confuse importance with influence. We admire titles. God notices humility. We chase the front row. God often works through the person serving quietly in the background. The greatest people in His kingdom aren't the ones demanding attention. They're the ones who are content to serve, even when nobody is watching. So anyone who becomes as humble as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 18 verses 4. The world celebrates those who are seen. Heaven celebrates those who humbly serve. Subscribe for more true-to-life stories inspired by God's Word.